This video contains excessive swearing for comical effect. Viewer discretion is advised.
Holy shit, she smells like
death! Have you ever really noticed the blood in the chain from the tormented pain as you realize that no one's ever been here? Have you ever looked at the violence you hide on? Hello, boys and girls. It's me, Hannibal, Collector. I collect games. And since it's All Hallows Eve, I thought tonight deserved a very special game. But given my extravagant tastes, I couldn't really decide which one to pick, except for one. I remember it like it was yesterday. As I was perusing my extensive selection, going through each gruesome title, it hit me. Hard. After shrugging off the resultant concussion, I realized I was holding the Tecmo Terror itself. Fatal Frame on the PlayStation 2. I have issues with this game. But I have plenty of issues anyway. Right, Raging Gamer? What's your problem, Raging Gamer? It's based on a true story. Wait, what? Wiki. Well, basically, the plot of the game centers around the haunted Himuro Mansion, which is located in a rocky mountainous region of Japan. Now, you take up the role as the game's main protagonist as Miku Hinasaki, who has entered the mansion in search of her lost brother, Meifuyu, who she hasn't heard from in over 2 weeks. Now, when she enters this hellish place, she finds herself in a world of hurt that makes The Grudge look like My Little Pony. However, the supposed true story that this game is based off of is not far from the actual plot point of the game itself. Supposedly, there was a real Himuro mansion in a rocky area outside of Tokyo, and supposedly they performed a ritual there once every half century. It was supposed to keep evil or demons or some shit like that deep in the earth. Well, unfortunately, the ritual didn't go as planned once, and fearing what would happen, the home's owner went completely nuts and killed his entire family, and then offed himself. Sounds like a hell of a Friday night to me. Okay, with that being said, let's pop this thing in and see if we too can survive the horror that is Fatal Frame. Okay, well actually you begin the game playing as Meifuyu before you actually get to play as Miko, his sister. Now this is considered the game's training stage or introduction. And boy, what an introduction it is. This is terrifying. Look at that grain. Look at those black and white shadows everywhere. This is a terrifying way to begin any game. Now, in this period, you actually face your first ghost and you learn how to defend yourself from them using the weapons available to you. And then afterwards, you see a scene where Meifuyu gets apparently spirited away or trapped within the mansion himself. Now once that cutscene ends, you gain control of Miko, and as you start to explore the mansion, you begin to get attacked by ghosts. And you use the camera obscura to defend yourself against set assailants. Now this thing is a piece of work because it was created by an occultist named Kunihiko Asuo. He's a fictitious character, of course, like the rest of them, but he used these special crystals and lenses to allow you to capture ghosts. When you actually do go to fight these ghosts, this is a slow, tedious process. You go into this first-person view, and then up at the top, you can see when you're facing the ghost with this weird little light up there. And then down at the bottom in the left-hand corner, you have the kind of film that you have loaded the camera with, and how many shots you have left to take. And then over at the other corner, at the right-hand corner, you have your life bar, which lets you know how much life you have left. And you have to use the camera to take pictures and damage the ghosts, eventually making them dissipate and trapping them within the camera. The ghosts. Oh, these ghosts. You know, the difficulty of this haunted house from hell doesn't lie in the exploration, or the backtracking, or the damn puzzle solving. No. It's the enemies you have to fight. I mean, if you're not one hell of a shutterbug, you're gonna die. A lot. These things fight unfair. They fight dirty. With the exception of a kick to the groin, which I'm sure they would if they could. These things teleport. These things can cover distances a lot quicker than Miku can. And some of them even have projectile attacks, and some of them have unique attacks, including the boss characters. They're the hardest, some of the hardest bosses I've ever had to face. Overall, this is a great game. The action is great, the controls are fluid once you get used to them, and the atmosphere is nothing short of spine-tingly terrifying throughout the entire game. And now, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but like many other games of the time, it does have 3 different endings which vary depending upon your performance in the game. I would really recommend this game for personal play. Right, Raging Gamer? How did you get loose? You call that a sword? This is the sword. Truth!